This is how I give out sponsorships in MLB The Show. On the first column you see before you where it says sponsor one non-negotiable, I have based all of these off of the metro area size within reason for each of the 30 teams in baseball. The big cities, New York, LA, Chicago, Philly, Toronto, because it's an international big city, Miami, Washington, Atlanta, Boston, Houston, and Texas. Texas because Dallas is where the Rangers are home. So they all get diamonds, and whatever sponsorships you have that correlate to wins and or games, you give it to them. Well, the medium-sized cities got Detroit, Phoenix, which is Arizona technically, Oakland, San Francisco, Seattle, Minnesota, which I was even kind of questionable with that, but they are a big city, a big enough city. San Diego, St. Louis, Tampa Bay, which that I definitely question, but I guess Tampa is a big enough city to call it medium-sized. You can kind of debate that if you want, and within reason, they're medium-sized. Same goes for Baltimore, despite the fact they are very close to Washington, D.C. and Colorado, which is not that far from Denver, where they play. Small cities, there are only 5. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Kansas City, and Milwaukee, all of which get silver games and or wins sponsorships. In the second column and third column, these are all based off of individual awards, winning the World Series, league leaders within reason, and in just a minute I'll show you guys how I came up with it, especially considering this is for the 23 season, and I have a list that shows all of the 23 league leaders and award winners except the World Series champion because I didn't sim that far. The numbers you see next to either the player name or the word team has to do with, on the left-hand side, their MLB ranking, how high up they were. Say, take Aaron Judge, for instance, number 1 in home runs, both in Major League Baseball and in the American League. Garrett Cole led the American League and baseball in strikeouts. So he would get the team, the Yankees would get a diamond sponsorship based off of his strikeout numbers. Now, they also could have been the number 1 strikeout team, and they could have gotten a diamond for that, but that actually went to the New York Mets. As you can see, they've got, obviously, the non-negotiable. The second one being for home runs. Pete Alonso was 3rd in all of baseball in home runs, 2nd in the National League. So they get a diamond for home runs there. Strikeouts, again, they were number 1. Jeff McNeil won the batting title. The LA Angels, they get the automatic diamond. Mike Trout was 4th in all of baseball in home runs, number 2 in the American League. And as you can see next to it, Shohei Ohtani. He is a special player, as we all know. Finished 2nd in the MVP last year, won it the year before that. But the reason why you're getting a sponsorship in diamond for him, despite the fact they really didn't lead in any of the other categories in which a sponsorship is associated with, is because he's a 99 overall player. He's not the only player, at least on the roster that I downloaded, or there's probably the default roster as of April 10th. Getting my dates wrong. Him and Jacob deGrom, as you can see down by Texas, both 99 overall players. I don't think deGrom really should be a 99 overall player, but I get that when he plays, he is a phenomenal pitcher. I don't think durability matters in his situation, so it is what it is. You can edit the roster how you feel. Chicago White Sox, a team that you have seen me stream. I've actually yet to put any of the sponsorships in either of the 2 franchises I'm doing. I will do it probably a month in, if not probably very soon. I've still got to edit the Reds video up until the end of April, and then I will play the White Sox soon enough. You guys will see that, sub to see that. The LA Dodgers also play in Los Angeles, though they haven't gone through as many name changes as the Angels. Games and wins, obviously, they're going to get that because, well, they're a big-time team in a big-time market. People are going to come to their games. They should get some money for that. I know that might not seem fair to some of the smaller teams in the league, but it is what it is. They led all of baseball in runs. They were number 1 in both Major League Baseball and National League. And contributing to that were Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. Both were number 2 in baseball behind Aaron Judge, who, I mean, come on, when you hit 62 home runs, you probably should lead the league in runs. And they were number 1 in their own league. So Dodgers are going to get money for that. The other two I could have possibly slapped on this team were hits. They were 5th as a team in hits and 5th as a team in strikeouts. But I want to go with Diamonds because Diamonds usually are going to get you the most money. Again, this is here. If you find any discrepancy in what I've put out, by all means, tell me in the comments section. Houston. They are the defending World Series champions. They are going to get a diamond for either a games or wins sponsorship. I know that some of these sponsorships cost a bit in stubs. I happen to be able to get it. Well, I didn't get all of them, but I got enough just to get this done. They get, again, the games wins just because they're a big city. They get it because of the World Series champions. They were 4th in all of baseball in home runs, 2nd in the American League. You could have also given them one for saves. You could have also given them a diamond one for strikeouts. Now, moving down to the medium cities, a lot of these, you get the gold because you're a medium-sized city in comparison to any of the bigger ones and the smaller teams. Now, you need to have had a award winner or a league leader, and a decent amount of these teams had neither. We're not giving out sponsorships for second place for awards, no pennants. You're not getting that. So the Dodgers don't get it. Not the Dodgers. The Phillies don't get anything for, winning the NL pennant, which is honestly, I feel like it's whatever. They're big city. It's not going to hurt them. Julio Rodriguez won the American League Rookie of the Year. I could have given one to Atlanta, but home runs, saves, they were number 1, number 2, and number 3 in a lot of different things. So would it really have done much for them? Probably not. Seattle Mariners, a games and or wins diamond sponsorship. Silvers, because I didn't have anything else to give them, they just get the lowest one there. I'm not going to give them a gold because you got to actually have a league leader or award winner. Tampa, a special subject. Get a gold for the size of their metropolitan area. They get a diamond for Randy Arozarena being 3rd in baseball and the American League in steals. Games wins a silver one because, well, I want to fill them all out. If Tampa had done anything more offensively, they could have gotten more. And for the smaller teams, Cleveland, for instance, games wins, they were high up there in steals and saves, so they get that. Cincinnati, the only team I've given silver across the board. They didn't lead the league in anything. They're not a big or even medium-sized city. They're terrible. There is a reason why I'm playing with that team. But we're going to take a look now at how I came up with this based off said award winners and league leaders. League MVPs are as follows. Mind you, this is an already sim 2023 season. Shohei Ohtani wins the MVP. Matt Olson wins it for the National League. Batting title, Trout and Freeman, which, wow, that's crazy. Freddie Freeman, still killing it in Los Angeles. Did you have to lie to him, former agent of Freddie Freeman? You didn't have to lie to him. He could have stayed in Atlanta. Hits leaders are as follows. Jose Altuve, Mike Trout, Yandy Diaz, Andres Jimenez, and Bo Bichette were the top 5 in the American League and in the National League. You see them. Bogarts, Freeman, Arias, Thompson, and Jairo Estrada. On the left is the MLB ranking. On the right is the league ranking. So American League 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. National League 1, 2, 3. There were 2 tied for 5th. They just tied for 4th. It's perfectly fine. Here are the numbers for team rankings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in all of the league. Houston, the Angels, the Guardians, the Dodgers, and the Rays. Did the same for home runs. Team rankings just has that ranks. I forgot to put the rest of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the different rankings. Stolen base leaders or something I give out as well, because again, if there's a sponsorship associated with it, I'm gonna give out the money. The money got to go somewhere. Team rankings, Cy Young Award, strikeout leaders, rookies of the year, relievers of the year. These are the AL and NL saves, runs. Count runs because listen, you can talk to me about runs created, but if you ain't crossed the plate, I don't care. American League and National League ERA titles, only the number 1 people get that. Now, there are other sponsorships for double plays, and because the game only keeps double plays that a team has grounded into and not has turned themselves, they're kind of a freebie. You can give them to teams that don't have anything else. It just has to equate to whatever their metropolitan ranking is. So if they're a diamond and they really didn't do anything else, you can give them a diamond for double plays. Will they turn any? or how many will they turn out, you have no idea. It's almost literally random. Again, major award winners are given automatic diamonds for the reasons you see here. The World Series champions, people want to see the World Series champs go to either be repeat champs or be taken down. I know there's still a lot of salty people about the Houston Astros winning this year, even though it's been like 6 years since that whole trash can banging incident. MVP, they are considered the best player in the league by voters. Hey, people want to come see them, you give them some diamond sponsorship. Rookie of the year, really the same thing. They're young stars, people want to see them thrive. The home run crowd, bitches love big bombers. Batting title is an old school way of declaring the best hitter. ERA title, I'm only giving it to the number one people in the league. Zeros on the board are just another hoop for your team to jump through. So a Jacob deGrom, if he gets the ERA title, listen, man, that just means he's keeping guys off the board. And people do actually like to see pitching duels. I know I do. You know, guys just getting struck out left, right, and center. It's hilarious. Record breakers, obviously, MLB loves record breakers. Aaron Judge did so. He was going to get it anyway. At least he was going to get his team one anyway. The award winners you saw above were all of the 2023 sim season. Individual saves, I'm only giving it to the number one guy in each league. Kind of up to you. All of this is up to you. I ain't going to make y'all do any of this. It's just, I figure I'd give y'all an easier way to handle it. True diamonds, absolute diamonds, the 99 overall players, the best in the world, deserves recognition. So Shohei's 99, and he goes to another team. That team gets credit for having him, not the previous team. Same thing goes for Cy Young Award winners. Any of the leaders, if they change teams, or they're with another team after a season, then I kind of take that as, you know, season ticket holders have already paid for this, so we're getting the money anyway. After you kind of think that because the player left, if you're able to pull it, if you're able to actually put on 30-team control and make it work, and just swap out, you know, whatever sponsors you need to, by all means, go ahead and do it. If you got that kind of patience. Hell, all of this takes some patience, but I've done half the work for you. Now, in case you guys are confused about the rankings and how I did them, it is pretty simple. The chart is right here. If you are number one, you're anywhere from number 1 to number 3 in the American League and or baseball, you're automatically getting a double. It's just pretty much how it goes. Now, if you happen to be number 1 in the American League, but number 6 in baseball, unfortunately, you did not do enough to put yourself in the top 5. So, unfortunately, your team only gets a gold. If you happen to be number 1 in your league, and happen to be number 10 in all of baseball, somehow, that'd be crazy. That means you probably ran away with your own league somehow. But the National League or the American League, the other side, just absolutely was, you know, doing their damn thing. And they deserve to get probably more credit than you did, or more credit than that one player does. So I think I've come up with a pretty foolproof thing. Now, this does take you having to actually maybe write some of this stuff down, type it up in a Google Doc, put it on a sticky note, whatever it takes. But fortunately, there aren't too many. There's not a ton of sponsorships. You know, stolen bases, home runs, hits, double plays, which again is a freebie at this point, saves, which also can be a freebie. I don't even have a problem with that. It's just I wouldn't give anybody, a gold or a silver if the team has done pretty much quote-unquote nothing else. League leader wise, win a World Series, get an MVP, that kind of thing. There's also pays and wins, which wins, if you've given out a games one and the team is basically doesn't have, take for instance Cincinnati, if you've given them a games one and they don't have anything else, give them a wins one. That way they have to have some, I don't know how much the AI gives a damn about this, but you got to give them some incentive to actually win and make more money. So maybe that plays out that way. Maybe the AI doesn't care about the bit of money that they get at the end of the year for winning. Maybe they just say, we want to tank. I wouldn't give them that opportunity. Again, if they happen to be a team that is in the upper half in ranking, most definitely give them a games one and at least one games and at least one wins one. corresponding to their city size. You know, if you want to give them, say, Cincinnati, you want to give them a double plays one, it's got to be a silver. The postseason is before us, and we got to see who's going to win this World Series. Let's just advance a day and see how things play out. All right, we've got the Braves and the Padres, who have both advanced in their wild card matchups. The Yankees and the Angels also have well. So has the Dodgers. Blue Jays will be taking on the Yankees in an ALDS. We don't care about the minor leagues. Cleveland and Tampa need to figure their stuff out. I think they're at 1-1. I'm going to move in the middle. Advancing the day. All right, the Guardians will take on the Angels. Phillies will take on the Dodgers. Should be a good one. We don't care about the minor leagues. Why y'all keep telling us? Padres have already advanced. Wow, they've taken out the Braves 3-1. Again, we're not giving out sponsorships for pennants. Give them out just for the world champions. And we already have our championship series set up. It is New York, the Yankees at Cleveland, and San Diego versus LA. LA goes up 1-0. New York goes up 1-0. They go up 2-0. Game 3. Dodgers look like they're about to sweep the Padres. No, okay. No sweeps in either side. 2-1 and 3-1 respectively. 2-2. The Dodgers will be taking on either the Yankees and the Guardians. And the Guardians just tied up the series at 2. Yankees now up 3-2. They can take out Cleveland. They don't, because there's a day off. Now the Yankees, is Yankees Dodgers for the World Series. I'd be very interested in that in real life because I'm a Yankee fan. But this isn't the same Dodgers. Like, they're still very good, but I feel like they're not as good. I feel like other teams have sort of caught up at this point, but we shall see how the season plays out. 1-1 in the World Series, 2-1 Dodgers, 3-1 Dodgers, 3-2 Dodgers. Okay, that was an off day. And the Dodgers have won the World Series. So now Houston would have to figure out another sponsor. You'd have to figure out another sponsorship for Houston because they have no longer won the World Series, or they are no longer the World Series champions. Now the LA Dodgers get that. And if you've written down who gets what sponsorship, and it doesn't have to be very specific. Honestly, it could be any of the wins ones, any of the hits ones. Like, you don't have to, I have to get Jordan Brand, or I have to get Victus. Like, just get one of them. If you get at least one of them, at least in the diamond section, you got to get at least one of them in the diamond one in order to throw them up there. Gold and silver, you can pretty easily knock out getting all of them. It took me no time to get the silver and gold sponsorships, especially considering how cheap they are, only about 2 weeks into the game cycle. If y'all have any questions, write them down in the comment section. Subscribe. I'll holler at y'all later. Check out the Cincinnati Reds franchise and my live stream White Sox franchise. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace out.